The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the beginning, the Maker formed the angels of the dawn, whose purpose was to carry the will of the Maker with creation. It was our love of you that led to revolution in the heavens. In the end, our efforts failed. The race of Adam and Eve buckled from the weight of revelation and turned their backs on us. We were prepared to suffer pain and indignity at the hands of the heavenly host, but our fate was far crueler than we could imagine. Our punishment was to be forgotten, consigned to an empty void, barren of anything but us until the end of time. That was until cracks appeared in the boundary of hell. Our dukes, seeing their chance, sent us through the cracks with a simple command: free us and vengeance will be ours. We arrived on a world already on the edge of ruin, and we have seen mankind has suffered enough for our sins. Our hope is that there are others who can remember that they were once angels, and together we can make the world right again, whatever the cost.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon the Fallen, or as we call it, Demon the Road to Hell. I am, of course, the storyteller for this evening, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Mama McStabber, and I am playing Erzeth the Scourge, who possessed Virginia Waugh.
I am Maddox, and I am Carsador, the Malefactor, and I possessed Clark Miller.
I am House. I play Bazazel the Defiler, and I possessed August North.
Good evening. I'm Ivy Raven, and I play I am Trimdeziel the Defiler, and I possessed Kathleen Stone.
I'm Unconscious Celestial, and I play Juliriel the Slayer, who possessed Michelle Mars Porter.
And for those who follow the social media or are part of the Discord, our special guest tonight, Ravenous Archon, will be appearing at a dramatically appropriate time, and we await that coming. But as we open up, it has been some days since this choir last got together. Rosemary has been hidden and is being protected at this time. On the TV, the last night where they all got together, the earthquake in LA had struck. The news media is now full of pictures of a giant column of fire. It's being discussed constantly on TV now. This column of fire that appeared above the skies of LA on the night of the riots was, well, some people say it's a special effects, others just a column of fire. But a great many people have decided it was divine or something heavenly about it. But for anyone who is once a fallen, was once the demon, they know the truth of what they saw. Lucifer, the morning star himself, had revealed himself in front of all of LA on national television. And as we pick up sometime later, going to go to Virginia starting off. Virginia, what are you doing this night?
She's actually over at Clark's place checking out Rosemary.
Okay. Let me come around the table. I'll come back to you because there may be other people there at the same time. Clark, where you happen to be?
Clark is not there. Clark is currently meeting with a certain other malefactor in his alleyway.
Okay. It's good to know. We'll come to you in a second. August, where are you at?
Oh man, I probably was home. Most of my gigs are in the afternoon or evening, so I was probably home making sure that my significant other was fine. Just, trying to take in everything. I mean, lots so new, and this is one big thing that just happened.
Okay, we're going to come back to you two. I want to go around and figure out where everybody is so I can figure the scenes here. Kathleen, what are you doing?
You said what time of day is it?
This will be late evening, because
Okay.
if Virginia's over there, that's after she's off work. So we'll put it late evening.
Perfect. Yeah, so Kathleen is back at Clark's place because she's been staying there whenever she can. So
I'm going to ask this real quick before I ask Drulerial there, Michelle, what she's doing. Clark, is your place still a wreck like it was before you were possessed, or have you ordered it finally?
It's ordered to the point of being uncomfortable.
Thank you. Just double check it. Okay, Mars, where were you at this night?
I'm probably in my living room, waiting to get my promotions manager, Leona Whittaker, on the phone and just trying to make plans for writing the album.
Okay, perfect. We'll start with Clark. Since we've got two people at his place, we will do them together. So let's start with good old Clark. Clark, you're meeting in an alley with Ragdan, are you not?
Yes, sir.
And when you enter his alley, you've come to see me. You come before me. What does the supplicant wish?
Internally, I roll my eyes, but I do give him a slight bow. Some things have come to my attention, and I feel we need to discuss some things.
Some things come to your attention. Is that the only thing you have to say? Well, many things come to my attention. Do you come to your attention? What are you, a fiend now?
Luckily, no. But there's more of us.
Well, of course. If I go out on the street and my magnificence breaks one of the windshields, it'll crack in the corner. But as the car moves and the wind pushes it, the cracks will spread and get bigger. And then one day, it'll all shatter. There are more of us. The prison, my dear boy, is breaking. It could never contain my magnificence. But you'll find many others, not so magnificent, will be let loose.
It just seems that the frequency is growing faster than one would think.
Do you see the red star? Of course it's breaking down. All of reality is going to crash. Everything is going to go away. And in time, even the great Ragdan.
As he indicates the star, there's just a quick second where he winces. I find that I'm slowly regaining my knowledge of craft, but it's not fast enough. And
tricky, isn't it?
Something tells me, given that ring you once made, you've retained much more.
Well, the great Ragdan did retain some. I've learned much more. There's a lot of difficulty. Before, well, everything was the stuff of new. It was creation. We could move it. Now we must work with things already created. Things that no longer have a single or more than a single existence. Singular.
It's almost as if we alter more than create.
There, you've. See, I am a teacher again. You have learned to truly create. You'll have to delve into something I know you've forgotten, for most have. The greatest works we ever did were not done by one of us. We're not done by just our house. It was when we worked together. And a choir assembled and all sung, each house having a place, that we created the best things. I believe now they would be called rituals. But for us, it was just the choir of our heavenly voices.
And as part of that, I would ask that you enter into a partnership, bargain, collective. There's many words for what I'm proposing.
Well, the great Ragdan does not really do partnerships. You see, I am Ragdan, the magnificent, Ragdan, the benevolent. Benevolent? Close enough. You.
Perhaps you could be Lord Consultant then.
No. I will be Ragdan, the teacher. I like that one.
Do you know of any more of the third house within the city? Or someone who can get to the city fast enough?
It is not my way to speak on too many of them. It is not my secret to share. I will only do so in great emergency, like I did with the mother, to send Miss Rosemary that way. I try not, how did they put it? This brain tells me snitches get stitches.
Can you pass a word back to them then?
Oh, Ragdan passes many words. What would you have me tell all of those who are faithful servants?
Carsador, the angel of the space between, wishes them to assemble with him so that we can start performing and building great works once again, this time correctly.
You will give them your celestial name.
That's how serious this is.
Done. I will do that. Mainly because Ragdan loves entertainment, and this should be nothing if not entertaining.
It will no doubt cause some issues, and if any turn out to be moronic, I will deal with them.
It is a sign of trust. Nothing can be forged without trust. That is the first step. I trust that if I betrayed the mother, she would murder me. You see, trust.
I feel your assumption's more correct than you realize.
Oh, the great Ragdan understands.
As someone who served under the same duke, sir, trust me, the mother is dangerous. She frightens me quite often.
You know, there's one advantage to me compared to some others. The great Ragdan has retained more of his bits and pieces than many others. Some of them are things that I may have assisted the mother with. Trust me when I say I know what she is capable of.
Then pass that message along, and hopefully, when we actually need to start making things properly, there won't be any catches.
Unfortunately, this world is spoiled. There will be catches. Entropy is winning. But we can still make great works until the end. till the very end.
So long as the Raveners don't interfere too much, I think it should all be fine.
Oh, they always interfere. Makes it exciting, doesn't it? I told you Ragdan loves excitement once in a while.
It disrupts
Except
the flow of
when they
information.
trap me. I did not enjoy the junkyard. That was not fun.
Well, thank you for being a contact in those circles, dear Emerald.
I am always willing to listen to those who serve me. And he gets that grin again.
And one question before I go.
Oh, of course. Ragdan may even answer.
How did Rosemary know to go to you for help?
She didn't. I went to her.
How did you know?
Well, again, I can't reveal everything. But a friend told me. Friend I owed a favor to. So I repaid the favor. He wanted her protected. And who better to protect the unborn child than the mother herself?
Poetic.
Oh, of course.
I will hold out my hand to him.
I will give you a gift of shaking your hand. Ragdan can be generous at times. And he reaches out and shakes your hand.
As we shake, I'll give a slight bow as well and let go. Anything else you would need?
A double cheeseburger.
I take out a 20 from my wallet and hand it to him.
No. Go get me a double cheeseburger. I have to sit here in my court. I can't leave yet. There are others who come supplicants on constantly.
One moment. And as I'm leaving, I will not kick, but nudge a tin can like an inch over just to mess with his setup, because I know every piece of trash is put here with his like own reasoning for it being there. So I'm just screwing with him as I leave.
Okay. And as you go to get the cheeseburger, let's flash over. Let's see. Let's do Drulariel. Drulariel, you're waiting for your producer to call?
Yeah.
Let me pull up my list here so I make sure I got everything ready for this one. I got so many characters over here. That would, is it your producer or your agent? Your publicity agent?
The publicity agent, Leona.
Okay. Which is your thrall, too.
Yeah.
Oh, your phone rings when the demon wishes to have a phone call at a certain time. A smart thrall does not keep them waiting. So your phone rings, and you can see it's Leona who's calling.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, everything's ready. You're starting next week on the recording sessions?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna courier over tomorrow morning. You'll get 5 or 6 different album cover layouts.
Okay.
You need to look through them. You talk to the band, figure out which one you like best.
All right. What do we have to do any photo shoots or anything like that? Like what?
We're figuring for the
on?
first one, we can put, if you want to have the photos, we'll put you all on the inside, but this is the cover of it. We're not going to use the band.
Of course not.
You're not up there yet where you need to have the band. Plus, we're in the grunge scene, and that's not, you don't have a lot of them.
Tell me.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of yourselves on the album cover yet.
No. No, it'd be great to take a look at some of that art. I actually wanted to ask, I'm not sure if you were talking to our manager at all. Did they mention anything about music videos at all?
There's an option for that. They want to wait until they get you in the recording studio. One of their representatives from the label is going to be there. Based on how it plays out, what songs you have there, they will make a decision about exercising the music video option. It's an option on the contract.
Yeah. All right. Someone showed me some recently and I was like, that's pretty freaking cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's an option. We'll see if they exercise it. I figure they will, at least one, but they just don't want to exercise it until they see what you're planning to put on the album. I know,
sure.
you know exactly what they're doing. They're looking for whatever has the best marketing that they can make a music video and sell.
I got it. I mean, personally, there's a couple of songs where I think would go better for the music video, but I know.
That's what that is. While I got you here, I don't like bringing this up, but I'm going to anyway. That bitch Cassandra's poking around again.
Where? Why?
Keeps seeing her outside some of the recording. She don't know where you're recording yet, but she keeps checking. I've got my people looking. Let's be honest. I think she's going to try to either harass you or slip in there or something at one of your damn recording sessions. She's not dumb enough to show up at your house. You'll get a restraining order on her for that.
I wouldn't even bother with that, but yeah. Huh. I mean, yeah, I guess just tell people who to look out for, I guess, give them a picture or something. Personally, I'm not I'm more concerned about other people and her like bothering other people. But
yeah, I'm worried she's going to make a scene. And
yeah,
I mean, all press is good press, right? But the wrong kind of scene, let's be fair, with what you are, we don't need the wrong attention on you as your album's coming out.
I wouldn't worry about that too much. I mean, given what I am, obviously I understand why why you would be worried about that. But
have you seen the news? People are going fanatic.
I am so low, like, without saying I'm low on the totem pole or like saying that I'm like, lower than everybody else. I don't think Cassandra's going to make that big of a deal about it.
You say that. Look, I saw some talking heads last night, and they were sitting around debating whether what they saw was an angel, a demon. Some people even brought up the name Lucifer. Some said maybe Asmodeus. I don't even know who the fuck these things are, but people are losing their mind at the moment.
I wish I could say something comforting about it. Honestly, I've been without saying I haven't been worried about it, I have other things that I've been more worried about, if that makes sense, that come along with this. So
I get it. I mean, look, I know what you are, but that Lucifer shit can't be real. So I'm not worried about that.
Are you by yourself?
Well, of course, I never say shit like this when I'm around people. I'm sitting here in my office at home.
Good.
Heath is out. He went to go pick us up some Chinese for dinner. That's why I'm free to talk.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't think Lucifer wants to end the world, so I don't think it's him behind it.
Wait. Okay, I never have delved deep. You mean Lucifer is actually real?
I met him.
Okay. I don't have a response. Michelle, really, I don't have a response to that.
I know. You don't need one. It's okay.
I mean, does he have the horns and the fiery whip and
God, no. No. He looked like a surfer dude to me.
okay. Now you're pulling my leg.
No, I promise you. He was so chill, laid back, like just like everything's gonna be okay, brah.
Oh.
Like don't even.
Wow.
Yeah.
I again, I did all those years as a good Catholic girl, and my brain's rebelling on this.
Well, there's a lot that they got wrong, but there's also some that, names and stuff.
Look, I've known you a long time, before and after. I know it's a lot they got wrong, because you may not be the same Mars completely you always were, but you're still a good person. I've seen it, even now. So obviously they got something wrong.
I have a lot of her memories and what made her still here. So while I am not her, it kind of feels like a weird alternate kind of, it's hard to explain, really.
I hate to tell you this, but you're a lot more her than I think you're giving yourself credit for.
Well, then I hope I am doing her proud, because there's a lot in here that is worth saving. So
I think you are, especially if you don't let that bitch back into your life.
I think I've got that part covered.
Okay. Oh shit, Keith's here. I gotta go. I'll get that forwarded over to you. I have it dropped off with the courier. You and the band, let me know. They said they need to hear in about you got a week on it, because they want to start putting it forward.
I appreciate everything that you're doing. I hope we can reconvene sometime soon.
Oh, of course. I'll set up a meeting. Do lunch when lunch. I've got too many meetings tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, we'll go to lunch together.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Perfect. And you hear a man's voice in the background as Keith is poking his head in. I got your beef and broccoli. It's okay. I got to run. I got to get some food in me. And the line goes dead. And now I think we're going to flash to August real quick here. August, you are home with your wife.
So I misunderstood. Like, if this is the evening, we had established she's still out. So I probably, seeing all of the others leave, I would have just kind of been there like, okay. And when on nights that August doesn't have a gig, he usually just kind of wanders around in parts that he remembers via August are like safer areas, but he's just still trying to kind of wander around and just take in new things of the city.
Okay, so you're wandering around the city. Then we're going to have to put a pin on you for a minute. And actually, we're going to flick back to Virginia and Kathleen in Clark's apartment, where everything seems maddeningly, I can't talk tonight, excruciatingly organized. There we go. That'll work for us.
The things that need to be alphabetized are, there's like, if you check the fridge, what little is actually in there is also organized by like
his pantry,
food group and everything.
His pantry's alphabetical.
And there's like, you can tell everything's been freshly painted and eggshell white.
And Rosemary is
it's painfully average,
stretched
almost
out
like a stock photo
on a cushy couch. And she's rubbing her back as she's looking over at Virginia and Kathleen. These bodies are so frail. Why does my back hurt this much? I've tried healing it 3 or 4 times. My back still hurts.
Imagine if it was twins. That's what mine went through.
I'm not. I thought we designed them better than this.
I didn't do that part.
Neither did I.
Some asshole must have.
Okay. Why did Rosemary, right? Why did my memories immediately say it's probably some politician? Designed by committee.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
How? Okay. How are you two so adjusted to this?
Been here a while.
Also not pregnant.
Also not pregnant. But have the memory of being pregnant.
And
skip that one.
She keeps rubbing the belly without even thinking about it. Just subconsciously, she's rubbing the belly. This is so odd. I can feel the baby in me. It's alive. It's the oddest thing.
Mm-hmm. And Virginia actually reaches over and places a hand on the belly, basically pressing a little bit to feel positioning of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine where she's at now. Another week or so, she'll drop a little bit. Then you'll have to pee all the time.
First, I start wanting to eat the weirdest shit.
Yep.
Now you're telling me I'm going to have to, this body's going to develop a leak?
The baby's going to rest right on the bladder. At least the heartburn will go away.
Well, the heartburn I can deal with.
Yeah, I know.
I just push it out.
Mm-hmm.
I can heal that.
Yeah, but you're pretty much everything you drink is going to run right through you.
This is killing me.
Oh, and expect some constipation too.
Parts of me are going to run out. Parts of me is not going to come out of me. You're not helping the situation.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie to you to make you feel better, okay?
So you think once the baby's born, I can get out of here?
Yeah.
Out of where?
Well, first of all, this apartment.
Oh.
Not this body. This is mine, and I'm not going back. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Not to there.
Yeah, once the baby's born. Shouldn't be too much longer. Because once she drops, she'll start shifting position to be head down, we hope. In preparation for a delivery.
Do you think they're going to come after the baby after it's born?
Oh, they might try. And if they don't know you're protected by the mother, they will find out.
It's just so confusing. I shouldn't be pregnant.
No, but you are.
I keep thinking about it and thinking about it. I know everyone else was kind of hesitant on the idea, but with Virginia here and your approval, I was kind of hoping we could maybe test and make sure that the child is okay if I give you a slight cosmetic change. If that's okay with you, Rosemary. This is mostly a precautionary since we don't know who knows who you look like, or so who would they be looking for, as it were. So
Okay, let's keep it real simple though.
well, I was just going to change the color of your hair, for example. So
Okay, yeah, let's try that. So
is that okay with you,
Should be
Virginia?
fine.
I
You're
figure
not
it would
using
be.
chemicals, so it should be fine.
I, that was kind of my feeling, but everyone else seemed hesitant, and I understand their hesitation, but we need there's some other
You're
tricks to
not
try.
changing any
So
part of her where around her womb, so it should be fine.
correct. So I have to
you're going to use
roll.
alter appearance?
Yeah, I have to roll charisma and subterfuge, and I can make this permanent if I spend a faith, I think, or is it
You can make it
one
permanent by
willpower?
spending a willpower. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So charisma plus subterfuge. Difficulty is, of course, 6 because default difficulty. And there's no faith cost to use it unless you botch.
No, I didn't botch, but I rolled a 3, 3, 3, a 5, and a 5. So yeah, no successes. Of
No
course.
successes, so you failed. You can roll again if you wish, because there's
Yeah,
no actual penalty unless you botch.
We're gonna do that. So since hey, there we go. 3 successes.
And as you go to alter the hair starts to change color. Then you feel something pushing against it. But then it's very weak, and you just concentrate a little bit harder and shape the creation to change the hair color. Now, for you, Virginia, you saw it start to shift, then stop shifting, and then continue shifting.
Were you pushing back against me there, Rosemary?
No.
Something was.
The baby kicked.
I'm going to put my hand back on her belly.
Okay.
I want to kind of use something of mine to check this baby out.
Okay. Let's see what you're going to use. You got all kinds of creative things I always let you use anyway. So,
Like, I want to know if this child has absorbed some divinity.
okay, so let's do this. Let's go with perception medicine. We'll go perception medicine. Why not? That sounds like a good combination. I like different uses of things.
I will use my specialty of pathology.
Okay. So you're extending your supernatural awareness that comes with being a fallen, but in this particular case, you're pushing it to understand medicine and to delve the body. I like it. And for any storytellers out there, remember, don't take everything literal in the book. There should be a way to do something like this.
5 successes.
5 is enough as you push your supernatural awareness and your sensitivity to, well, the heavenly and the demonic. When you first push, you don't really sense anything, but as you're delving deeper and deeper, suddenly there's almost a vibration that pushes. It's like not even an echo, it's a resonance. Totally different than what you would expect to come from a human baby coming from this child.
And Virginia kind of crinkles her brow a bit. And I look up at Rosemary and I'd be like, did you go to the emerald, or did the emerald come to you?
The emerald came to me. He found me. I didn't know what to do, but he just showed up.
Were you around anyone else of our kind?
No, the moment I took this body, I realized I had a life in me. And inside I knew that shouldn't be possible. We're not supposed to do that. Please don't take offense at this, Mother. We're not supposed to create our own life. But somehow, I am. Ragdan wouldn't tell me. He said it was better I not know, because the one who told me wishes to remain hidden and fix mistakes that were made.
Rosemary, not to be crass, but who did Rosemary procreate with?
I don't know who the father is.
Does she remember? Do you remember what he looked like at least?
Okay, I'd been out partying, and I've got it narrowed down to like 4 different people. But see, Rosemary was always told, it's so hard to deal with this, that she could not get pregnant. She was sterile. So what the doctor said, they've ran a lot of tests.
Tell you what, this is since we need some answers. I since I can tell Virginia ran into an issue and I ran into an issue. Do you mind looking at me and concentrating really, 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 really hard on who it is, like one of the people that you think it is that could be the father?
Okay. I can do that.
Okay.
Virginia steps out of the room.
Okay.
I'm going to try and use doppelganger to make me look like the person she thinks the father is.
Okay. I love that, actually. That is an amazing use of the power.
Well, we'll see.
Let's see if you can do it. You're going to use 1 faith automatically. This one requires the expense of a faith. And you roll manipulation plus empathy. While you're rolling that, Virginia, you stepped out of the room?
Yeah, I've just stepped right outside the door, and I literally say very softly, Ragdan.
Ragdan apologizes for whatever that tone has given you. I did not mean to speak.
Who asked you to protect this one?
Oh. I thought you were going to ask me something else. Unfortunately, Mother, the great Ragdan cannot say.
Yeah, well, I need to know what the hell that baby is.
Ragdan does not know. The one I met with assured me it's important that the baby be saved.
If one of us
Mother, you know we can't procreate.
Really? I know that?
Not that way. Not without. You remember what it took.
Yes, I know.
It
I'm
wasn't.
sure others remember too.
I don't know who would have the power left to do that.
Maybe someone that was never locked away.
That's not who told me. I will tell you they were of the 4th house. One of their oracles.
Like they never had a hand in making sure their prophecies come true. And she shuts it off.
Okay. Now, Kathleen, what did you get?
I rolled 1 success and it was a 10, so
That is enough, though. I'll give
Yeah.
you that one. Let me say, your form shifts. Now, the one that you're digging for, difficulty roll 8 with a 10, your body changes. Now, Virginia, you come back in the room and Kathleen is a totally different person. But Kathleen, there's something wrong with your form. You are a middle-aged man, it appears, black hair, beard, slightly overweight. But that's only half of it. The other half is, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. Down the middle of you is a smooth area that has nothing. And then the other side is a red-headed woman with green eyes. It's as if you're two different people at once. That's not what, I remember him.
What do you mean?
He's a nice guy. Robert was a nice guy. We hooked up once or twice. I think he's the dad, but I don't know who she is.
She and Kathleen looks down. So I'm assuming there's like, it's the obvious, like there's one side has like a breast, the other
Yes.
side doesn't. Okay, she's
With
like,
a,
wait,
like a boundary down the
Yeah,
middle of
okay.
smooth, like a hazy nothing.
This isn't supposed to do this. I don't believe. Like, what is going on? Wait. Virginia, did you is this some sort of air quotation, the divine, is that what this is? Is that what the running assumption is? Or since we both, since, based on your look and you walking out of the room, I'm assuming you ran into some issues also.
Yeah, I felt a resonance that is not human.
Okay.
You
Well,
can't feel that? And she looks at Rosemary.
No, I regret the things I did in the war. I was good with plague. I was never a healer, Mother. I only hurt, caused bad things. I never healed. It was not my calling for that.
I stepped out so that I could speak with the Emerald. To try to find out who wanted you protected. He refused to tell me.
He wouldn't tell me either. He said, trust Ragdan. Ragdan.
I trust Ragdan as far as I can toss his ass.
I wouldn't toss him far. I swear he must have at least 3 communicable diseases. Just,
Oh, I would use the wind.
but I needed protection and he came to me.
Somebody requested him. And then he requested me. And I want to know who I'm doing this for. Because I don't know what that baby is.
It's my child.
Well, I'm aware of that.
It's my little girl.
Yeah. Only your little girl is something different. And I don't know what it is. And I need to know.
And as you're talking to her, her hands have instinctively gone protectively over her belly.
I'm not going to harm the child. I just need to know. I need to know what to expect when it's born.
Wish I could answer, Mother.
this it Okay, I'm not. This is a new one for me. So I'm just going to assume that maybe one side is the oh, they could be gifted, like my house is.
Uh-huh.
Make themselves look like
Uh-huh.
this half, but look like this half. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well, I mean, they can make themselves look if they're able to make themselves look like this half, but they looked like this half, that would mean that they could be anybody right now.
Yeah.
okay. We're going to pause this scene right here and flash over to August. August, you're just wandering the city. Give me, I need a roll from you. Let me pull this up. Give me perception, alertness. Alertness is for checking physical things. Awareness is, of course, for protecting supernatural. I see you don't have any alertness, so you're just going to roll 3 perception dice.
Um, 2 successes.
You're being followed.
I kind of check my periphery. I don't want to noticeably turn my head, but I just kind of check my periphery, see if I can see from where.
And behind you, there's a short African American woman. You realize she's been behind you. No matter where you wandered, she's always been in sight of you.
I bend down to readjust my shoelace to see how she reacts.
She stops and is making an attempt to be looking into a window of a shop, but it's obvious the way her head keeps cutting towards you. She's not doing a good job.
I don't want to duck into like an alley, but once we get to a block, I want to go around the corner and just go a few paces and turn and wait till she gets there. And so I'm just looking at the spot where she'll be coming around the corner.
Okay. And it's not hard to do. And when she steps around the corner and right there in front of you, she doesn't jump. She doesn't even get startled. She just stops. It just kind of looks at you.
Can I help you?
Maybe you can. I represent comrades in arms. Perhaps you might be able to help us out. I saw you meeting with someone. I'm not going to say her name, but I saw you meeting with her in the park discussing Faustian business. And I'm curious if you agree with what she's planning to do. I'm curious if you're of the belief we should elevate humankind or not.
Does that make you a Faustian as well?
Of course.
Can I do a bullshit check?
Yeah, I will let you go. I like your infamous bullshit check. Let's see. We
Had to
can
happen
go
eventually.
perception.
So this is what that feels like when you're next to it. Wow.
Perception, empathy. I like that one. Let's give you a good one.
Perception.
Difficulty will be 6.
Is this tied into emotions at all?
Yeah, sure. Whether she's lying or not, that's an emotion in it. Normally that becomes down to, please don't get caught, I'm lying.
Five successes.
She believes everything she's saying, though there is a trace of fear that you can feel off her.
I mean, I'm not much of a fighter, and I'm still fairly.
No fighting, no fighting. I'm just
I'm-
curious. How can I explain it? Some of us have a difference of opinion as the way to go about.
With all due respect, I'm still trying to get my bearings here. So a lot's been thrown at me, as I'm sure you understand.
Perfect. I like that. Tell you what, I will come back to speak with you in a month. Let me know then whether you feel humanity is to serve us or are we to serve them. I represent a faction that is at odds with the current goals of our Faustian leadership. I believe they're misguided and we should take a different approach.
Like what?
Well, man should be serving us, not us them. Humanity should be harnessed for their power, for their faith, so that we can complete what we started.
You don't think there's a middle ground between both options?
Well, I'm sure there is, but unfortunately, the leadership of the Faustians right now don't agree with us on this one. They feel humanity should be elevated so that
I wasn't asking about the leadership. I was asking you.
Well, there can be no middle ground when the leadership takes an extreme position and won't listen to us, won't even let us give advisement, won't even take into account we have a choice in the matter. And
so you take a further extreme position?
We take the position we feel must be done.
So yes.
The world is not what it was. It is not what we had hoped. So we are going to use humanity to make it all right.
I didn't catch your name.
And you won't.
Can't call you anything?
Call me anything you wish. I don't know your name either.
You call me August.
I'm not giving you any of my names.
Well, that's just rude.
Until I know where you stand.
I stand right here.
Cute.
The truth?
Fine. Call me Karen.
Sorry.
Really, ST?
Yes, really. Deal with it.
Karen. It's a pretty name.
It's not real, but it'll do.
You made that abundantly clear that that's not your real name.
Well, I'll talk to you in about a month. Don't worry. We'll find you.
I don't doubt it. You might want to do a better job sneaking up on people, though.
So not used to this body. The way it was, it would have been easy to follow you. Twist of the light, twist of the world. Now, this. How far we and they have fallen.
You know, sometimes you just got to make do. We can dwell on all the bad stuff that's happened or be hopeful for what's next.
We're going to make do, and hopefully you'll come to understand that we have the right view of it all. Hopefully. If not, you'll go your way and we will continue ours. And
I'm not saying no, but I just say let's work on your sales pitch next time.
this body was never good at that. I told him I wasn't the best job for this.
Well, you tried, and that's really important.
Now you're talking like one of them. Well, I will see you.
See you in a month. I look forward to it.
I hope so. Hopefully you have the right idea. Feel free to talk to your friends about it and see if any of them would like to change things a bit.
Yeah, sure.
And she steps away. And right here, I need everybody to roll perception awareness. All in your respective areas with what you're doing, perception awareness.
Do we get any kind of bonus things on that for like, I have insightful for my perception?
Nope. This one, its difficulty is a flat 6.
Okay.
3.
3, good.
4.
4, like it.
Botch.
5.
5, perfect.
The ones cancel out a success, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 3 successes.
Okay, so Carsador, you feel nothing. Nada. Everyone else, some sort of divine power was just used. A lot of it. But it's not flavored right. It is not what you felt with an Earthbound. It's not what you felt from the Fallen. But it was a whole lot of divine power just used. Not far from any of y'all. A lot. It's like a beacon.
Druliriel, I say quietly.
I can hear you.
Did you feel that?
Definitely.
Now, who had Drulero? You had 5, right?
Yep.
Anyone? Who else was the 4? Drulero, you see a house. You can sense it because with the 5, you can actually sense an area inside of a house. Somebody was just murdered, and the one doing the murdering used a lot of divine power.
Yeah. Somebody just died by divine power.
Must have been someone really hard to kill if that big a shockwave reverberated.
Or just the desire to. We should probably get everybody else on the line here.
Sorry, I'm still a little forgetful with their names.
It's okay. It's okay. Arizeth?
Yes, Druliriel.
Just getting a conference call here.
Okay, yeah. 'cause
Sure you
something
felt
happened.
that. Yeah. Tramdezio?
Yes, I believe this is about the feeling.
Yeah. Just a moment. Carsador?
Yes. What's up?
Did you feel anything just now?
No.
Okay, well, we
Oblivious.
have a lot to talk about.
I didn't realize how difficult it would be to order a burger. I'm now on my way back to my apartment.
And then everyone except Carsador just felt it again. And this time, it was even stronger. But not a murder this time, Michelle. Someone just tore a hole in reality.
Okay, wherever that is, we need to get there now.
Yeah. Carsador, I have an image of a house in my mind. Can you do anything with that?
She has a direction, a location. You could try to path to it.
With great difficulty. You all say that you're feeling this.
Yes.
Like it's
Yes.
It's divine energy being used in abundance.
A lot of it.
Which of you do you believe is the closest?
Let's see. I'll do it the easy way. August is the closest. Not far from you at all, August.
If you could start making your way that way, please.
Yeah, I can do that.
And as soon as August confirms it, I'm going to make a path
Okay.
to the exact same destination that August is going.
Okay. So August is heading there. Everyone else is moving that way.
Mhm.
How does Trimdezio and Erzeth deal with Rosemary? She actually, her eyes got wide at the same time it happened. She felt it too. What the hell was
I don't know. We're going to go check it out. You stay put.
there's let me know what happened. There's something familiar about it. I don't know what it is.
What?
The flavor. It's familiar to me.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yes. Lock the doors.
Yes.
Of course.
And don't answer for anybody except for Clark.
I'll make sure I use his celestial name. I've already learned bodies. And she points at Trimdezio. Can't be relied on.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yes. Trimdeziel's kind of like shakes herself back into her Kathleen form.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
So which power is you're heading that way? Which power is Clark using? I need to know this.
I can't suddenly seem to find it. It's within the lore of paths. I believe it's the second
Lay path?
level. That's it.
You don't have to look for it. You're going to create one. Okay.
Yeah, and the requirements are it gets me there as fast as inhumanly possible.
Dex plus survival.
I don't care if it's safe. I can run through dangerous shit.
And you're not even trying to be unobserved, right?
Nah, too much of a rush.
Okay.
If people are saying there's weirdness that strong.
So let's go with difficulty 7.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was Dex survival?
Yes, Dex survival.
Gotcha.
And no faith used for that either, because half your damn powers don't even take faith.
I know. Why do you think I chose that?
I will be using manipulate gravity slightly to try and make my running speed a little quicker.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for that particular one because you're not doing anything that complex with it. It's not like you're panicked trying to do it. That'd be kind of silly.
I don't want to look like I'm, Superman leaping tall buildings in a single bound here. I'm just trying to,
make it so that your stride is even longer than usual. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Clark, what'd you get?
0 successes after some ones, because God hates me.
And you fail to lay a path. Are you going to try again?
Damn straight I am. Fuck this noise.
Go ahead. You find it and you start to get a path, but then it just crumbles apart.
Oh, thank fuck. All right, 2 successes this time.
That's enough. It's a very odd path, but you find one that will get you there as quick as possible. It's an odd path too, because it involves some very strange coincidences.
All right, I'm on my way. With any luck, this truck will just narrowly miss a lamppost as it swerves by and give me enough time to get there.
That's pretty much what happens. Lights that don't change all of a sudden. Walk signs going that shouldn't have been still. It's an odd twist of reality as you get there quicker. August, you're not there long before Clark shows up. Now, the rest of you are not far behind. It's close. But you two show up, Clark and August, you're at it's a 2-story house in
Do
Chicago.
not go in without us.
The door is closed. Lights are on, but the door is closed.
Wasn't planning on it.
And as you all arrive there, I will fast forward ahead as you all arrive.
Yeah, literally, Virginia's car, like you hear the freaking tires like squeak as she brakes hard because she's obviously speeding through Chicago to get here.
And Drew, I know you have something other than your band van at this point, so you could show up in a car other than the van.
Motorcycle.
That's quick.
That's quick.
And as you all arrive at the front of this building, it's just a 2-story house. Lights are on. It's quiet. You don't hear a thing. You can feel the residue of what happened, though, still. this close to it does have a different flavor. It is definitely the powers of creation. Not necessarily yours, but not the corrupted thing that the Earthbound did either.
Mind if
I'm-
oh, you first.
I mean, you're probably have stuff that's a little more safe, but if need be, I can walk up walls. If you need me to peek in without having to go inside, I can maybe peek in a window on that upper floor if need be.
Let's not have the neighbors calling the cops for a break-in.
Yes.
I walk
A
up
lot
to the
of-
door.
The front window's closed on it, but
I literally ring the bell first.
Okay.
And then I try the handle.
it's unlocked.
She opens the door.
Virginia opens the door. What's the rest of you doing? Do you follow her, I assume?
I never realized how impulsive she can be, and I follow her.
Juliriel actually goes around back to see if there's a back door.
There is. Back doors appears to be attached to, well, it looks like a laundry room through the window there, to a kitchen area.
I'd go with Drew Ariel just so no one's by themselves.
Everyone give me a brand new perception awareness.
I'm going to spend a willpower for a success.
Okay. One willpower gives you one success that cannot be canceled by ones. Guarantees no botch.
It's 5 with 2 10s.
5,
Four.
2, 4. 4 and a 5. That is enough. It's a very weak version of the powers of creation approaching the building. And I say it's very weak. It is not quite the same as what you're using. It is, whereas yours is like a ripple in reality, it's more like a cool breeze across water, causing waves as it approaches. Franklin, as you're approaching this house, coming down the street, approaching the house, you see 2 people slipping around back, the others going through a front door. This is the house you know you've been sent to investigate.
I am going to stop then. And I'm going to try to I'm going to reach out and find their intent.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that one. This is going to be very interesting because you're about to find something interesting.
The
Yeah.
metaphor bag of mixed nuts comes to mind.
Yeah. I'm going to use a quintessence point to lower the difficulty and a willpower point. Give me an automatic success because I am so weak as a regular mage. So I'm going to get a total of 3 successes.
You feel your power stretch out as you use your magical abilities. Nothing comes back. Nothing at all. You can't even get a glimmer of anything going on in their mind. They're like a black hole when it comes to what you've done.
I'm going to make a note of that. Do I recognize Dr. Stone as one of the people sneaking into the building or creeping into the building?
Give me perception alertness
You got it.
to see if you recognized her before she ducked into the building.
Alertness.
Nothing
Difficulty,
stranger
I
than
like 6.
watching your therapist break into a home.
Might not be his therapist.
Colleagues, sir. 3 successes.
She's vaguely familiar. You've seen her somewhere, but the light wasn't enough for you to get a good glimpse. But vaguely, you know her from somewhere.
Okay.
Now, Virginia, you can feel whatever that ripple is. It stopped moving.
Mm-hmm.
It briefly spiked again.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly,
as
the
soon
ripple
as
blew a little harder.
Everyone's in the house. Virginia's going to summon wind and close all the doors.
Okay. go ahead and roll that one. That one's a little more than, is that a level 1 power on this one? Let's see. Summon wind, but it's tricky. So stamina survival. That is a tricky manipulation of wind.
Okay.
While they're doing that, give me perception awareness there, Franklin.
You got it. 4. Awareness 3. My difficulty?
6.
Oh, okay. 3 with 2 10s.
That's
Would have had
7.
4.
Okay.
That's my Moroccan.
Virginia, you close all the doors. I assume Michelle and Argus, sorry, went in the back door and then it all of a sudden closed because all the doors were unlocked. It's the oddest thing. But then the doors slammed shut. Franklin, you feel reality shift, a ripple in reality itself. Someone has done something to change reality in that building all of a sudden.
Not like the one that I'm used to, like pulling on the Tellurian.
No, reality changed.
I'm gonna hang out for a little bit then.
Okay. Virginia?
Michelle.
You're standing, before I go any further, Michelle, Virginia, you're standing over a body.
Oh, it's right here in this room.
Oh, right at the entryway.
I was going to ask Michelle what the room looked like.
Oh, right in the entryway, there is a body. It's got no head, no hand. One hand has been lopped off. It's laying beside him. You put the man, early 30s. He had brown hair. He was wearing a suit. The rest of the room is trashed. And when I say trash, there's burn marks on the floor, burn marks on the ceiling, burn marks on the furniture. There is broken furniture. There is scored marks on the walls, and blood everywhere. It is a fucked up scene. Let me know when you're ready to approach, Franklin.
Is the head in the room?
Oh, yes, it's laying right by the body.
Okay. Michelle, do your thing on the head. I'm going to examine the hand.
We don't see it yet, so you say that just as I'm come. What head? Okay, yep.
And I'm going to look, basically because I brought my medical kit. I said, you want some gloves, dear? And she tosses some gloves to her.
And right here, everybody, though, we're going to go to break. I'm going to interrupt it right here. Before you get to examine the head, you get to look in the eyes of the dead body. Virginia gets to examine the hand.
The hand.
And Franklin mulls what to do while everyone else didn't feel this ripple, though Virginia has.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to break. We will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break. We are back, everybody. Before the break, well, let's see. Got the mother and Trimdesio got to speak with Rosemary. Carsador had a meeting with Ragdan. Julariel found out Cassandra's coming full stalker on her ass. August met with somebody offering a shady deal. And then you felt all kinds of weird damn powers being used as you approached the house. The Arizeth there felt almost like wind blowing across the water of creation.
Well, not even wind, more like a gentle breeze.
Yep. And the rest of the squires...
She's ascertained, not actively a threat. Deal with it later.
The choir of angels is now standing over a headless body. Head's there too, at least. The hand chopped off in a house that's been wrecked. And as we left, Julario, you were about to look into the eyes of the body, weren't you? Okay.
Yeah. And I graciously accept the gloves from Virginia.
As you look into the eyes of the decapitated head, it's perception awareness. For you, Arizeth, the hand was shorn clean, almost surgically clean, through the bone, through the skin, through everything.
She glances up at the neck. Is that also
Same.
clean?
Perfectly clean.
She's got gloves on. She's gonna take the hand and
look at it really closely, both sides and all.
Give me perception and something. I don't know what yet. Perception and fuck.
Medicine?
Not for what I'm having you look for.
Because I'm looking for an imprint of something.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Perception medicine. I'll let you go with that.
There's going to be the very frightened and trepidatious knock at the door while all of this is happening.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna burn a willpower for a roll here.
Okay, that's one success automatically. What did you get, Virginia?
I got 4 with 2 10s.
There's a slightly different color spot on his finger, on his index finger, where he must have been wearing a ring at one point. The tan line, you can just barely see an imperceptible line that he's had there was a ring on that hand. And then we'll get Mars's rolls and then the door will knock.
Are we just going to ignore that knock?
I'll answer it in a moment.
2.
That is enough to go further back enough to get some. So as Drulerio, once again, Franklin, you feel that strange ripple again as Drulerio invokes the powers of creation and stares into the eyes of this body. And the rest of you, as Drulerio is delving back, hear a knock at the door.
Kathleen, can you get the door?
Sure. So Kathleen's gonna look out through. Do they have a side light or anything? Whatever, so she can look out, so she's not
Front
just
porch
opening the
light
door.
was on. The lights were on.
Well,
so
no. I meant the glass somewhere on the door or around the door, so she can see. What would I roll to see if I recognize this individual?
With it lit, I'm sure you recognize him. Of course, he recognizes you through the window.
I'm not looking in. The second that ripple happens again, I'm doubled over, dry heaving.
Okay, so you see the top of a head.
Kathleen,
and you can hear the retching.
Kathleen opens the door and she's like, "Sir, do you need help?"
Oh, what are you doing inside of there? Jesus,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, sure. Could I come in? Because I don't want to be the only one pulling on the Tellurian out here if you all are going to be raping it inside of the house.
Raping it?
I'm going to go stand between them and the body as to try and do my best to shield what's going on.
Virginia has put the hand exactly back the way it was. The fuck are you talking about, Tellurian?
All of you are toying with creation right now, and I don't like how you're doing it.
And how did you notice that?
Because I do the same thing.
Oh, okay. Since we're gonna have this conversation, fine, come in. And
when
so
he steps
Kathleen
in the room, suddenly all of you feel it off him. There's something. He is mortal man. You know this. You can feel it. But there's a splinter of divinity in him. There is a splinter of something you have not felt in eons. Clinging about him, and almost this hazy figure with him is a fragment of the heavenly host. You almost might be able to recognize the fragment if you tried hard enough.
I'm going to try.
Okay. Please give me intelligence legacy. Anyone who wishes to try to feel to recognize what you're feeling here.
Watched.
I got 4.
4?
I got 4 with 2 10s.
Nice.
4, 5. Damn. 4. Jesus, everybody but August.
I know shit.
Well, it makes sense that you all can feel this. You recognize the splinter that is standing before you, though you don't know why it's attached to a mortal body, how it even came to be. Terrarial, throne of the indigo expanse, greatest of the 4th house, the House of the Fiends. He never betrayed the Maker. Never fell. Franklin has stepped in with a piece of the leader of the fourth house attached to his soul.
Do I know anything about how this would be happening at all?
No. Only thing you can tell, only thing you could guess with those kind of numbers, it is a piece of a dead angel.
So that's what happened to them.
Did
Are
they
we
all
talking
die?
about the same body, or are we talking about something
Oh,
else?
no, I'm talking about you.
You're
Oh.
far more fascinating than that.
No. Something happened here that
Yes.
pushed too hard against the Tellurian. That's why I was sent to investigate.
Yes, what we're
By who?
investigating.
We'll get
too.
to that. We'll get to that.
You need to do your thing, Michelle.
Michelle has, I'm going to describe what she has in a second, but I wanted to let y'all deal with the shock of what walked in the room first.
Yeah, no shit.
You basically have a dead angel hovering around you.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not into the whole tarot thing.
Oh.
Oh, no.
just-
This
Oh,
is mysticism.
sweetie.
Okay, sorry. For expediency's sake, Trimdeziel actually kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and she just goes into apocalyptic form.
That works.
Okay, that is going to be a roll of, let me
I
find
didn't-
your
I
apocalyptic
I
form.
didn't need this.
High or low torment.
It's low. Low torment.
You are going to roll your faith pool against difficulty
Okay.
of 6, or you can just spend a faith and instantly do it.
I'm just gonna spend a faith.
Okay.
So.
Franklin, before you, I'll have her describe herself.
So Trimdeziel is kind of what you see in those paintings of like the woman on the cliff looking out over the sea sort of thing. So she is in like a white kind of flowy robe deal with like long black hair. Her eyes don't look like she's looking at you, but they feel like she's looking at you. And she kind of has this like serene, kind of like calm, sort of contemplative look on her face, like she's thinking about something or something like that.
What is your willpower, Franklin?
8.
8? You can overcome your initial shock and deal with the revelation. It's still a shock, but you do not run in fear. But you know you've just seen the divine.
I'm gonna take a step back then.
Child of the first humans. You have the divine clinging to you and you are interacting with the divine right now. So that's why we're all curious, which is why it's more interesting to us than, and she kind of hooks her thumb at the corpse.
Was he like you?
You recognize the body, don't you, Franklin?
Yeah. This if you could be more careful with his head, that was a member of my order. His name is Max.
Drulariel still had the hand, like the head in her hands when
Drulariel, you
just
look
put
back.
the head down.
You look back into his memories of his eyes by looking through. And you see what he saw. Standing outside the door of this place. The door opened. And the guy who answered the door, small, slender black man, bald as an egg. And he introduced himself as Max. But the guy at the door just stared at Max's hand. Didn't say a word. And you could feel, you don't know what it is you're feeling. It is a part of Max, but not Max. It is a part of him that has been attached and lives forever. It is a shard of divinity was attached to Max as well. You feel it revolted and recoiling from this man who answered the door in horror and anger. And all the guy at the door said, "Where did you get that?" And he pointed at the ring. And Max just looks at him. "What can you tell me about it?" The guy who answered the door said, "That's mine." And then the door slammed shut. And this small black man spit out a flaming spirit, very tiny, looked like a human, but it was on fire. And it darted towards Max. Max brushed the spirit with his ring, and the spirit just dissipated right in front of him. And then Max punched this man. And you know, by looking through his memories and what he was thinking at the time, he punched him using his own version of powers of creation, hard enough to shatter that man's sternum when Max punched him. Shattered his whole chest. And the guy staggered back, and as he did, multiple spirits shot out of his mouth, some of them on fire, which is where the damage in the room came. Some were trying to take control of his body. Some of them were just trying to blind him. Some were trying to hurt him. And as he sat there trying to deal with the spirits, the ring on his hand turned into a scythe, a giant scythe. And he's defended himself with this scythe. Each time it touched one of these spirits, it would disappear. And this giant scythe made of shadow itself would howl with the screams of the dead as it sliced through them all. But then when Max dealt with the spirits, before him was the apocalyptic form of a fallen. Apocalyptic form type you definitely know. Skin shrunk, stretched across the body, almost turned into a skeleton. Skeleton of burnt ebony bones with hints of flame burning in the bones, wings of smoke and ash, and his ribs a cage full of little flaming spirits that are trapped in his ribs. And when Max tried to swing this scythe at the demon, the scythe twisted in his hands and severed the hand that was gripping it, dropping the scythe to the floor. And as this demon picked up the scythe, what are you? Human, but with a piece of a dead member of the heavenly host within you? This cannot be an abomination. And with the scythe, he cut the air above Max, and you feel the body, the soul detached from the body, floating, broken free. And then the scythe was used to sever the bit of dead angel that was attached to him. And this individual with the scythe, you see him suck the heavenly power into him and absorb it. And then the soul that was broken free, you see get pulled into the rib cage and trapped with the rest of them. As the scythe comes to behead Max's body. And as the light fades from his eyes, the scythe comes down and cuts a slash in the fabric of reality, opening a doorway into a world of wind and pain and emotion and detritus. A cut into the spirit world, the shroud itself ripped open by this scythe. And it fades before you can see much more than this individual stepping in to the holy cut. Please give me, actually, you had how many on your legacy? 5?
Me? Oh, yeah.
No,
She
she saw it.
Yeah.
So, because you said intelligence and legacy, and that gave me 5. Yes.
You recognize the apocalyptic form. It was UCL, the Slayer. He was not a fallen. He was of your house, but never fell. But when you were imprisoned in hell, in the abyss, he was locked in there with you. His name was Uziel, the Reaper of Souls. And you know he was imprisoned for a great atrocity he committed during the war. You weren't aware he broke free. But if all of them in the abyss, there were only 2 who never fell. He is an angel still. And that is what you saw. And you don't have to re-describe it to everybody. If you say you explained it exactly as you saw, we can assume you did that because I'm not going to make you recite all that. That'd be crazy.
Before, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, as Juliriel is seeing all of this, she is like reiterating what she sees.
But I assume you don't mention his name.
No. I do say that it is somebody that I know and of someone of my house.
You can use the Reaper of Souls too, by the way. That is a way that doesn't name his actual full name.
And I just go, what the fuck? I need to up my game, I guess. Holy. And for anybody who is like actually like really paying attention, you notice a tear kind of just.
My hand comes up.
What is it?
I'm sorry, but did she just describe an awakened having its avatar ripped from its body and then sucked into a different body?
Yes.
I need to warn others then. This is not how it's supposed to go.
How was it supposed to go?
Well, it depends on who you ask, but there is a wheel, a cosmic wheel of reincarnation. We exist, we do our job, and then when we die, our soul goes back to where it needs to go so that it can continue its journey.
It's
so
not
that
your soul. It's the one attached to you.
semantics.
It's
To call it a soul almost seems disingenuous.
Until a year ago, I didn't know that vampires existed, and at the same time, I learned that werewolves exist. So,
oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck those are.
You'll excuse me if it takes a little bit to assume that my soul, which has granted me my abilities, is not actually my soul, but something that has attached itself like a little Yoda.
Yes. Yes. It's almost like with it being a shard of that divine soul, it couldn't do a full possession. So it's more like latched on.
It seems more symbiotic than parasitic.
Exactly.
I would hope so. But that
because you are still you. This body, this person, not her anymore.
Your body.
Yeah.
All right. Is that why I can't read your thoughts?
Yes, because we are divine.
Okay. You make it sound a little facetious when you just blurt it out like that. Is there a different word that we could use, perhaps?
Fallen.
Well.
Oh, yeah, that makes me feel so much better.
It was literally, we fell because we loved mankind. And God, our daddy, didn't agree. So I'm the one that literally is the mother of all. I gave every living thing the breath of life.
Thank you.
August goes to kind of put his arm around Michelle. But he turns to the new person. Couple questions. First, do you have a name? Second question, you keep saying we and you were sent. Who the hell sent you here?
So yes, my name is Franklin. And we, the Order of Awakened, as we like to call ourselves, felt the big ripple as reality was being torn asunder, and I was sent to investigate. Max here was currently, I thought was in New York, but apparently he has come back, and clearly something has happened to him because of the artifact that he was studying. May I inspect the body?
Absolutely. Here, some gloves.
I don't particularly need them, but thank you.
What are you going to do?
I am going to use life, time, and correspondence to just go back to when he died and see what happened to him.
Okay. Go
See if
ahead.
I can see the same thing.
I'm watching this with rapt attention.
Now, here's the funny thing. A paradox is not as much of a problem when you're around angels of creation. Not as much.
Because we made that.
Well,
Yeah.
They understand that reality is actually clay.
yeah. I assumed that I wasn't going to be rolling against sleeper standards.
Right.
I am going to use a willpower point just to be safe. And thankfully, it's going to be the only success I get.
Still enough. You see exactly what she saw, though you don't understand the significance of him changing form. You don't understand the significance of him spitting out the spirits of the dead to attack him, or the fact that that scythe was killing human souls. That was disincorporating them all. But you understand what happened. You saw the fight as she did.
If one is to assume that he used the scythe to rend the avatar, as the shard, as we have come to call it, are the things that he used to attack him other mages that he has killed?
No telling. That
Other
one
souls.
was imprisoned for doing very bad things.
Well, I think imprisonment is light.
Yeah. Especially
Depends on the
considering he
prison.
wasn't fallen like the rest of us. So he didn't go to prison for the love of humanity.
If anyone wants to remember what he did as an atrocity, I will let you roll a legacy for that.
I'm good, thanks.
The way he attacked Max, I don't see him having any love for humanity anymore.
Some of us step into this world and think it all needs to be gone.
That is 6.
It was during the war. He was ambushed in a valley with his mortal charges that he was supposed to be defending, especially as a slayer. Except when ambushed, he sent his humans against the fallen and used them to cover his retreat as they were all slaughtered so he could flee and survive.
That one was a coward and sent mortals to stand between him and our army while he retreated.
It was considered a horrific massacre even by your standards.
It was a horrendous massacre.
You'll excuse me for having doubt, given that one of you. And are you still in your form?
Yes.
All right. Well, given that I read one of your papers on the dismantling of the Freudian hierarchy, and now that you clearly are not a doctor, you'll forgive me for asking, what is to stop me from believing you? Because you're saying that there are sides in this war.
Well, look, Mr. Crown, you may not believe that I am a doctor, but I am still a doctor. Just as much as you are still a doctor, despite you having part of the heavenly host clinging to you. We are still all who we were and are. Saying were makes it sound like we no longer exist, yet we are still here. So
I'm just going off of the possession word that you used earlier.
Oh, well, but also keep in mind, all conflict from every on any size scale has at least 2 sides to it. We see the same thing in animals as we see in humans, and was the same with the angels in the time before time, as it were.
Yeah, we have our own war that we are contending with, so I understand.
So why did you question that there was two sides of this war?
I'm just
or-
asking why I should believe that you're on the side that favors humanity. How do I know that you're not here to just simply clean up the mess that one of your others has come in?
No,
And
we were trying to figure out who caused this mess.
Also, I can only speak for myself, but I continue to work as a psychiatrist. I continue to see patients. I continue to try and help people do better and be better. And I'm not you relying on my, and she kind of forms, my gifts, my etc. I'm relying on the training that I have. I'm doing this in the most humane way I can do that. So why would I want to see humans suffer? Why would I be fighting to subjugate humanity or destroy it or whatever it is that you think we're here to do?
I'm asking questions.
You are welcome to ask. I apologize if my tone seems off.
I am also a psychiatrist, so I understand that we must ask questions to find out the truth of all things.
As a professional courtesy, then Kathleen Trimdesia will switch back into her non-apocalyptic form.
And Franklin, you understand as she shifts back, it's not an illusion. It's her body shifted and changed size, mass, shape, everything. It is a completely new body that formed from the old one. And just like that, you can feel its pull on creation as it shifts.
At least yours still looks remotely human, Kathleen.
Mine doesn't seem too off.
Believe me, this is not a contest. I don't need to see everyone's
No.
alternate forms.
No, some of us are, I'm certain, more frightening than others.
One is enough.
Also, Kathleen and I could have very easily made you trust us. We have that gift, and
Mr. North is correct.
If you'll excuse me then, and I'm going to use mind to see if I'm under any influence.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And Trimdesia is back in human form, so
you'll feel me pulling on. Oh, nice. 3 successes. One of them is a 10.
There's no mind influence on you at the time. How many did you get again?
3 with 110.
There's a bit of a residual that has to do with her form that made you want to listen to her form. But when the form shifted, there's nothing. It's gone. There's no influence at all.
Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't under any influence. You understand that. But now that I have this information, I need to make sure that
and
I was not coerced.
This close, all of you felt him pulling on reality. And it feels like it's what you do, but it's not the same. It is only a piece. It's like that shard only has a fraction of what it used to.
I imagine. I imagine with what you have, what do you call it?
It's my avatar. Every awakened has an avatar that helps them do their magic to affect the world.
So every awakened has a shard of an angel attached to them.
You understand how difficult it is for me to understand, for me to accept that. One, what I thought was just a soul reincarnating into my body is now actually a shard of a divine creature.
Yes, that never dies.
That never dies.
Supposedly.
They can be destroyed or they can be absorbed.
As we've seen.
Yeah.
And I motioned for me and Michelle. All right, so this definitely changes the way we think about reincarnation as far as the Awakened are concerned, but this would shake things up, I think. I can't just tell anyone about this.
Then don't. Tell whoever you wish or no one.
I would appreciate it if you didn't run around saying Dr. Kathleen Stone is a angel or something, because I've already dealt with that once, and I would prefer not to do so again.
What was it you said? Professional courtesy?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Of course.
I mean, you can say I'm angelic because I'm so wonderful, but don't push your luck past
But
that.
I really think that your avatar, being that it is only a portion of the whole it used to be, is what leads you to not only be able to pull on the forces of creation, but there are limitations to it.
Oh, I'm fully aware. You don't have to tell me.
When we do it, there's no limitations because
Alright,
we
well,
are complete.
That you could have kept to yourself, because that offends the shit out of me.
I'm sorry. I am honest to a fault.
Then let me ask you this. Do you know which angel is sharded to me?
refresh my memory, storyteller, because I didn't write it down.
Yes. Tyrael, throne of the Indigo Expanse, the greatest
What
of
was
the
name again?
Tyrael, throne
Tyrael.
of the Indigo Expanse. He's the greatest of the fourth house, the Fiends, and never fell, stayed loyal.
He was a loyal angel to the Maker, God. Theriel of the fourth house.
I'll have to read up on him then.
You feel
Them?
something in your avatar, it resonates. It recognizes the name.
That is strange and new.
Do you speak with it?
It's difficult to say speak. Images are shared. Visions are had. It guides me when I am shown new ways to unlock the secrets of the Tellurian.
Well, it was that house that tried to open the eyes of mankind.
This is a lot to take in. I'm going to go sit down.
Excuse me, everyone. Franklin. And Carsador is going to just start marching through the rest of the house. There's a murder scene, obviously, but what else is around? And I'd like to just at least visually pick this place clean and see what I can find.
Did you want some help, Clark?
Absolutely.
You find pictures of a small, slender black man, head as bald as an egg, scattered through the house. He was living here for sure. The rest of the house is not trashed. Looks like somebody had been living here for quite a while by the amount of pictures. Family photos, looks to be younger versions of him. Just a standard house. There's nothing odd that you find as you're wandering it. Nothing to suggest it was anybody other than just somebody living here until you get to the entryway.
But there's and I check broom closets and shit too, just every space that can have something potentially in it.
Nothing.
Franklin, you said he was looking into the relic.
The ring, apparently.
Yeah. Anything else you're aware of that he may have caught the ire?
He was a good member of standing with the Chicago Chantry House and the other Awakened here, but he's been traveling for the last decade or so. He's lost all contacts here, as far as I was concerned. His teacher died several years ago fighting the bad version of us, as it were. And that's as much as I know. His death does nothing for anyone directly here in Chicago. So no, I don't think there's anyone that he would have angered to this point. I think if anything, the ring is the source of his death.
Oh,
Right, and-
absolutely. The ring was that one's weapon.
Just didn't know if he had a specific, I don't know, area of study, what he might have been looking for specifically about the ring that you would have any hints on.
No. I know that he made a big to-do of it. He was excited about it, and there was a lot of whispers starting to spread about this new artifact, but nobody except Max knew anything about it.
All right. Does this answer your question about trust?
Yes, thank you. What do we do with this? And I hate to use the term, but it's the only one that comes to mind. But what do we do about this monster that is out there with the ability to rend awakened creatures from their creation?
I'm not so sure that he's actively hunting Awaken. I think he was looking for his weapon.
It was more just a meal of convenience.
And when he saw what he saw,
I don't know about that. Because he did say that your kind are an abomination. So whether that's his sole purpose is to go, like, I don't know if that's like his new mission or something, or if there's something else that he wanted the scythe for in particular. I don't know.
One more nightmare to keep me up at night.
Though the behavior makes it seem like he was here more for the ring than he was for the individual. The individual just being a new piece of information to him. Based on what Michelle described to us, I mean. So I don't think you have to worry. I would personally not be staying awake at night worrying about this. It's unless you were holding on to something of his that he wants as well. So,
And I show my hands. I have no artifacts. That is not my expertise.
It's also good that you know Kathleen. If you have some way to contact her, that would be very useful to keep at hand.
if he harvested this one's soul and then went into the places where souls go, Michelle, what do you think he's going to do in there?
I have no idea. If he's not dropping them off, he might be trying to collect more souls. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Storyteller, when he ripped open the fabric, did I see any of the spirits that would be there getting sucked in too, or was it just him and Max?
You just saw him go through, which is odd. Max didn't destroy all the spirits that were hurled at him, and you never saw Usiel absorb them all. So some of the spirits he used to attack were not destroyed, but were not taken with him.
Well, then, I would like to use Speak the Dead, please.
Okay. You can roll manipulation plus awareness. And you're going to feel that again, Franklin. A ripple.
And I'm going to
A
hold my
very
stomach.
subtle one, though.
She is of the same house as him, but being of the same house doesn't mean that we all agree or think alike. We have factions, as it were.
As do we.
Mhm.
And members of my own faction are known to be difficult.
Art imitates life.
I How many houses are there?
7.
Okay, so some differences then.
Success is 6.
Yep.
It's 3.
When you speak out for the dead, one answers. I hear you. I don't know what you are, but I know your soul. You have 3 questions you can ask the spirit, and they must answer truthfully.
Were you with Uziel? Spirit?
I was trapped by him. I served a master, one of your kind. He came, killed me, took my soul, killed my master, drank his soul. Punishment for my pact with the devil.
I see. Did you feel anything when you were trapped inside of Uziel?
Yes, I was aware of everything. Battered against the cage. Tried to break free, could not. Forced to fight when he spit me out. Somehow he did not kill me. Did not send me to nothingness and left me behind when he fled. He still walks our world.
Thought as much.
He's moving to his next target. He is killing your kind.
I was going to ask, did you overhear him mention out loud any goal or mission?
He has been hunting your kind for at least a month when he killed me. He has already taken 5 of your kind in him. He hates you. He blames you, your kind, for his imprisonment. He thinks the war is not over.
Okay, so clarification from storyteller. That means fallen in general, not slayers.
Right.
Okay.
Now, Franklin, you hear her speaking. You don't hear what the responses is, but every time she speaks, reality ripples. Very little. It's very subtle. You doubt you'd be able to tell if you weren't in the same room with her. Such a low-level power.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at somebody else, probably August or Dr. Stone. I'm just going to be like, very quietly, Seal?
You say that name, and a thunderous voice echoes in your head. Who dares speak my name?
I'm going to throw myself on the ground then, because that's not what I was expecting to hear.
Mortal, I know you now. You are not my prey. Do not serve them, or I will come for you next.
I immediately share that with everyone.
Hang on, everyone else. You can tell he's talking to somebody. Such is the power of the one he's speaking to. You can tell he's communicating with another of your kind after he said that. Remember, Ragdan said some can pick it up if it's close enough when it happens.
I said his name too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
When I was asking the spirit.
But he did not respond to you.
No, he didn't. I will say to the spirit, thank you, spirit. Rest now.
But I will tell you, you know damn well he heard it. He just chose not to answer.
I kind of look to the rest of the choir and I go, y'all might want to stay away from me for the next 24 hours. Just saying.
Oh, no. You're going to come stay at my place. Because if that one wants to come hunt you, I'm going to have a talk with that one.
What I was going to say is if there's anything we've learned, it's strength in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And just because they are the host does not mean they are still the same.
Storyteller, can I use mine to sever the connection?
You can try.
That's all I needed to hear. I'm definitely going to use a willpower point for this.
Go ahead.
Hey, storyteller.
Yes.
Can I spend a faith to help him succeed?
Nope. He's not a thrall or anything like that.
Figured. Just wanted to see.
4 successes.
As you try to sever it, unholy will seems to hold it open until it collapses. But you can tell by the way it collapsed, the one on the other end shut it down. He held it open just long enough for you to understand that it was him who chose to end it, not you.
Don't say that anymore.
Yeah, and I'll explain everything that happened and what I tried to do.
It's because you said that.
Proper names tend to get you noticed.
Yeah.
Understood.
Storyteller, I guess they wouldn't have heard what the spirit said.
Nope, only you hear.
So he is actually not hunting Awakened, so good for you. He's hunting us. He wants us all dead. Or absorbed, yeah.
Why?
I didn't get a chance to ask.
He did say that he blamed you all.
Oh, right.
For the imprisonment.
He warned me not to side with you for whatever that's worth.
I mean, for what it's worth, don't listen to him.
I'm going to try to not listen to the angelic creature that can destroy me in a fell swoop of his scythe. Sure.
Michelle, when he said us, is it all fallen or specific house, a specific faction?
All fallen. He blames us for him being
We were in prison. We were there with him.
Well, he thinks that it's like all of our fault that
it's our fault he was a yellow-bellied coward and left the people in our way.
Right? Like, so stupid, but anger will do that to you, I guess. I don't know.
I will admit my time as an angel is hazy, but I don't think any of us were ever that stupid.
Franklin, it's probably best that you aren't near us. But if you do have any trepidations after what you just heard, you could certainly stay with me.
We'll play it by ear and see how dangerous things get. But I figured, unless our paths cross again, I don't see us traveling in the same circles.
I don't either.
For the best.
And I point at Dr. Stone and like present company accepted.
Of course. No, it's probably, I was going to say strength in numbers for us. No offense, Mr. Crown, Dr. Crown, but it's important for you if he's not hunting you or your kind to keep your distance, of course.
Yes.
Perhaps go home, shore up some defenses.
I might stay an extra couple of nights at the Chantry instead.
There you go. I have to ask, do the Awakened wish to have the remains to deal with?
No, I think cleaning this up is priority. I will share what I have seen, corroborating what your Michelle has explained, and I will try to keep as much of this locked away inside my own mind in case I am probed. So your secrets are safe with me.
Can I use my healing abilities to enhance his mind?
I don't think it's quite capable of that purpose. Let me read it one more time just to make sure. Because I normally let you use some extra stuff.
I mean, if she can cure cancer, there's some flexibility to that fucking
I
ability.
could let you try using cleanse to make sure that his head is as clear as possible. If you wish.
Okie doke.
Stamina medicine.
It was bad enough feeling the creation warp around you. Now you get to feel it warp your personal creation.
I would like to offer you something in return for your discretion.
Not necessary, but
It may help you not inadvertently reveal things.
sure.
And
That one is stamina medicine.
I know she's going to basically walk over to you and place her hands on your head.
Yep. Difficulty is only 6.
Stamina and what?
Medicine.
Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
For all intents and purposes, like, you're human, so there's warmth to your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she feels completely mortal.
And
Okay.
the effects you came in here with, she's there. Which is totally at odds to not being able to read even their mind at all.
I'm just going to make a note of that.
It's 5.
5. As she puts her hands on you, every bit of fatigue, every sore joint, everything is purged from you at once. You feel as if you've rested all you need to rest, as if not a single part aches at all, just pure clarity as everything washes off you.
We did this in a moment. This takes hours of preparation for me and my kind to do.
We are the creators of all things.
And that is another way you can trust us, Doctor. We do not want to see all we've worked for destroyed.
Exactly. Remember.
Which one of you created Paradox, then, that keeps us in check?
Oh, that would have to be a fiend.
One of the fourth. The laws of how the world operates was their purview.
Yeah.
So, wait, the shard that's given me my abilities, the shard responsible for what's...
Well, maybe not that specific one. We all
Right.
had specific tasks. I created cellular respiration.
Spatial awareness and distance.
correspondence.
Peace in death.
All right. Well, if you ever come across whoever did create the checks and balances for my kind, I would like you to punch them in the throat for me.
I can do that with wind.
Please do.
We shall leave the punching to her. She's very good at it.
I am. Well, Franklin, do be safe. We'll clean this up.
Maybe we never meet again.
With respect, I hope we never meet again. And I will get up, take one last look at them, and walk out.
I'm gonna walk out with him. Walk him outside. Once we get outside, I offer my hand to shake. And when he does, I pull in close and say, "You mortals are the key to fixing things. Don't forget that. We can do these incredible things, but you have a job that's so bigger than you probably realize." I let go and turn around.
As Franklin walks off, going to give the Squire of Angels one last final scene together before we end the episode, as the 5 of you are now standing with the body.
Well, I can attempt to break this down as best as I can. I'm not sure how much, but it might make it easier to clean up or
All right.
Stamina medicine for that one.
yeah.
Virginia goes out to her car and gets a large biohazard bag.
2.
2?
Yeah.
Now remember, you can do it more than once if you need to. The body itself, you see it decay in front of you. Each success does health levels of damage, but this one is already dead. So the body itself immediately first decays, then becomes a skeleton, then dust. And even the dust is broken down into component atoms, as there's nothing left of the body at all. There's still blood, but even blood could probably be done if she tried again.
I rolled a 3.
And with more ripples of creation moving, even the blood breaks down into all the components that make blood into nothing.
Well, damn, I thought I'd at least have to clean some of the stains.
Doesn't even leave a mark on the carpet. Nothing.
Literally all evidence of something happening here are done.
Other than the burnt spots and the wrecked furniture, but of living matter, nothing.
Phew. God bless. Gotta love the Slayers, man.
I'll get the dustpan.
Okay.
I apologize. How many of us are Faustians again? Okay, so 4 of the 6 of us. As things kind of settle down, I kind of go by everyone and I say, we just experienced a lot, but something strange happened to me before all of this. And I don't know if the same was for you, but I was approached by a woman on the street, claiming to be a Faustian herself. But she says she's part of like a sub-faction, a group of other Faustians who don't really like the way the faction leadership is going. It doesn't really seem for me, but this also doesn't seem good that there's this divide. But you should know.
Yeah, those are the ones that basically are one step removed from Raveners. They think that humanity should serve, be enslaved.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. And basically, why I say they're one step from Raveners is because Raveners just want to destroy everything. These people just want to basically destroy humanity. Because they're going to literally reap the faith right out of them.
I couldn't get a sense on how big a foothold this movement had, but
Considering they're approaching you, newbie.
they're recruit. Yeah, I was going to say they're recruiting.
They're recruiting. Maybe tied to our missing people. When she comes back around, you tell her you've got a friend that's interested in talking to her.
She said it would be a month. She'd come back to me in a month. She told me her name was Karen, which
Yeah,
obviously
it's
like,
not.
fake name.
Yeah.
I think it's a fake name for a fake name. I mean, she was very bad at following me.
Sounds like she was bad at the elevator pitch, too.
Yeah. I told her sales pitch needed work as well. But yeah, in a month, I will let her know. Are we keeping this to the 4 of us, or am I this 5 of us? No offense, Clark. Or should we tell those in higher places in the faction.
Cinny might know who it is.
Who's leading it?
Or who approached him.
I mean, if she can do what Kathleen can do, though, it might.
Yeah, but I'm sure Cindy's smart, okay?
Right.
She's
True,
real
true.
smart and she's very cunning.
Right.
She probably has people in that faction as spies.
Good point.
That might be something we discuss with her, but let's look into that place first. We've got time. We've got a month.
Yeah.
So, Clark,
Yes.
I spoke with our friend the Emerald tonight.
As did I.
Oh, funny. I examined Rosemary, and I don't know what that baby is.
I couldn't get an answer out of who encouraged his assistance for her either.
It was a fiend.
Of course.
He did tell me that much.
Clark, give me, wahahaha. Let's go with something good here. Intelligence investigation? Sure, I like that
Oh,
one.
thank
Or
God.
intuition. You can go wits intuition investigation as well.
I'll do that. My wits is better.
Go ahead.
And I get my intuition specialization too?
Yep.
All right then, exploding tens. You didn't say a specific difficulty, did
No,
you?
that's 6 then.
Okay.
I love the default difficulty that comes in with this game. Honestly, I really do.
All right, hang on. I have to roll some more because tens explode.
Okay.
And I have to roll exactly one more because tens explode.
Oh, this is going to be good.
All right, that comes out to 7 successes.
Very, very fucking impressive.
Yeah, that's probably the best roll I've ever gotten.
You're not an authority on the 4th house. Thomas would probably know a bit more, Agoreth, but you do know the amount of pattern reading it would take to pick one person out of the city pregnant with some sort of odd child is an impressive amount of pattern reading. Not many would have the ability to do it, but you know of one in the city that does.
The one who speaks for my group's interests, Cryptic, might be able to provide some grander insight if I can speak to him.
Now, Thomas already revealed who it was in the city. Thomas snitched him out immediately.
Oh, he did?
Yep. But if you say that name,
Yeah.
you're going to have to come up with a way to say it without saying his name.
The most well-known seer.
Yep. Okay.
The one who many said was foolish. I disagree.
Yeah. Kathleen, I'll arrange a meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say we tested something with Rosemary, and either the father is not the father, or something. Or she's been in close contact with one of our kind who has gifts typically associated with August and I's house. Because I asked her to concentrate on who she believed the father to be, and I took on the form of that individual, and for some reason I was split down the middle. I was a woman on one side and a man on the other side. So
yeah, a middle-aged man with black hair,
and a beer gut,
and then a red-headed, green-eyed woman. So we're thinking one is what they really look like, and the other is the mask.
Yeah, and she seemed to have had multiple interactions with the man.
Yeah.
So
Did not recognize the woman at all.
Mm-mm.
no. So I kind of, for some reason, I guess I feel like I lean towards the man being the alternate version. But maybe I'm completely wrong. So
It does seem odd that a woman would be a father in any sense.
If it's divine, it can do anything.
Also true.
I mean,
But at what
I
point
could
does the
be.
human limitation kick in?
I guess she does have the name of the man. We could always try and find him, visit him, see if she knows where he was or whatever. It's an option. It's a lead. So
If you can get me that name, I can find at least a general location.
storyteller, I
can
do not
simply-
remember the name.
Or
I
I
don't
can
remember it
simply
off the
speak
top
to
of my
her
head,
when I
but
get
you
back.
have the
sorry.
name. So,
You're given the name.
but only a first name. You'll have to go back and ask her for the last name.
True.
Good thing she lives in my apartment.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, she said she'd been with that guy a couple of times, that he seemed real nice. But she was pulling it from the memories.
Not first-hand account.
Right. Because she's relatively new.
Yeah. I was going to say also this would have been prior to Cindy's showing up. So I don't know. So that would have been that if this is a divine individual who was trying to procreate with Rosemary, that would have had to have happened obviously months ago, but I don't know. There's a lot of coincidence. So
Yeah. All I know is when I inspected the baby, I felt a resonance that was not human. I felt a resonance that was very similar to a resonance I felt off of Franklin's avatar.
yes, and whatever it was has the ability to push back against our abilities. I changed Rosemary's hair color so she wasn't obviously Rosemary on initial, from a distance, and it pushed back against me in my attempts to do so. I was still able to do so, but it tried to stop me.
How much resistance did you encounter with it?
It actually
was it-
stopped the change. I saw it.
Yes,
She had to force through it.
Indeed. It was going and then it stopped and I could feel it kind of like pulling back and then I had to just kind of force through. So
Too many threads.
Yep.
The bloodsuckers are a disease, the werewolves are antibodies, and then we have humans with pieces of the host.
But now we know where they went.
Everywhere.
They got destroyed somehow or shattered.
Wouldn't shock me if the Maker was the one to shatter them and then left.
I bet he's dead.
There's potential. The priest that tried to excise me seems to realize that their god is no longer here.
I don't think he's anywhere.
We can hope.
We've been free. Where is he to put us back in our prison? Why is our prison failing? He created it.
I don't know whether it's disheartening or encouraging to know that the Maker can't make something perfect either.
well, he made us and the humans, or well, a little bit. He made us, we made the humans. None of us are perfect.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. I bet it was Michael doing his PR after the war. That
Part of me feels as if you're
douche-
giving Michael too much credit.
No, that douche totally made it all about Daddy doing all the shit we did. Their whole fucking religion is so fucking bonkers.
Also, storyteller, I just realized that we said a very specific name twice. Can I double check to make sure nothing's noticed us?
Go ahead. Perception, awareness.
Perception awareness.
Reiterate which name that was. I'm pretty sure I know which one, but
Michael.
Go ahead. I figured that was the one.
Michael's such a common ass name.
Yes,
Yeah,
but when it's
but we're
spoken,
referencing someone specific with it.
Yep.
It would actually be pronounced differently.
But
Yes, it would be
Yeah, don't say it.
Michael.
Michael or some shit.
No, nothing.
Okay.
I'm going to check that.
Go ahead. Perception awareness. Wonder how hard it would be to detect if Archangel Michael is a shard on this world. How hard it would be to detect.
That's 5.
Nothing.
Okay, so nothing. Yeah, I think the host is completely a million pieces.
Existence akimbo.
Yep. And since they don't officially die because we're kind of immortal like that, they keep attaching to people that can awaken, whatever the fuck that means.
I don't know. They seem to have quite a lot of practice at awakening from how he described it.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to find some of the awakened lore, like what they believe.
How long, and I'd also like to know how long this has been going
happening.
on.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe
this was
find
not
someone-
a thing when we were still around.
I'm almost envious that the host actually managed to stay around and witness things. If we could just piece together all the gaps in between being locked up and getting here, we'd have such a better understanding. Tired of being left in the dark.
I know that feeling. Well, the place looks clean. Let's get the hell out of here.
And there's the choir.
Should we
Go ahead.
should we take anything, make it seem like a robbery?
I'm not taking. Well, here I got here a biohazard bag.
As the choir goes their separate ways. This is where we're going to end. Season 2, Episode 3 of Demon, the Road to Hell. And before I get going to the next one, I'd like to thank our special guest player, Ravnos Archon as Franklin. For those that watch Windy City will know Franklin also appears in Windy City, though that is a split in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Question is really, where did the timeline split? Does Franklin in Windy City also remember this meeting? Or not? You'll have to watch the other show to find that out. But I do thank Franklin for showing up and playing with us tonight.
Thank you guys.
It was, I think, eye-opening for a lot of people, the viewers included.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, let's get the vote going. Last time we went round, started with the third house or second house. This time, we're going to start with Drulario. The player vote. Who deserves bonus XP this session? Put her on the spot. I don't know who to vote for.
I'm going to vote for August.
Okay.
Seems you're coming into your own, and there's been a bit more input and less wow at the world and more I'm going to help these people out kind of stuff. So
okay. That's one vote for August. Trimdesio, your vote?
Well, let's see. I really liked how everybody did like something that I really liked that I felt was actually like necessary. But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like Clark's absolute obliviousness to while like the world is literally like
Goddamn
what
dice.
the fuck?
Burning.
Yeah, and then and just I liked his description of like traveling too. I thought that was nice because it expanded on the just like, oh, there's a path, you know, giving it a little bit of like
Yeah.
life was nice.
It's a weird mix of like convenient occurrence and a bit of tampering with space.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna say Clark, just because, you know, why not?
Okay.
Fuck it.
So we got one Clark, one Drulerial. August, your turn.
I'm going to say Drillerial. I really liked her scene when she was looking into Dead Guy, and despite accidentally saying what's his face's name, I thought that was a really good scene for a good moment for Drillerial.
I will comment on that. It can be very difficult for a demon to separate the names they're using at a time, because in a demon's mind, the human name doesn't exist. All you know him as is a celestial name. It's very difficult to separate the two. I've made a note on that one. Franklin, you are our player here tonight. Your vote for the player vote.
Ooh, I kind of want to give it to Michelle and August. Like I do like the scene that she had with the dead skeleton head, or the head at least. Because the moment she said the name out loud, I was like, well, now I have to use it, and that's gonna fuck me up. But the moment that Augie went out with me, I was like, oh, what a nice little moment. And then he threatened me, and I was just like, okay.
Well, it wasn't a threat. It was legitimately, he was like,
Oh no, I mean not like a threat, like I'm gonna kill you if you don't do good for mankind, but just the threat of what you're doing, which I was just like, smooth. I like it. So my vote's for both of them.
Okay. Clark, your vote.
Yeah, a lot of interesting shit happened to this episode. Holy fuck. I think I'm gonna bounce it towards Tremdeziel, honestly, because you were literally a second away from doing what I was about to, except I didn't have to waste the faith afterwards. I'm like, oh, sick. We get to show him proof of the divine, and I don't need to be the one to do it.
Okay.
So it was a win-win in my book on that front. So good on you for that instinct.
Finally, Erzeth.
I'm going to give mine to Tremdeziel because of that creative use of doppelganger. That was thinking outside the box.
As storyteller, I love your votes. I'm giving it to everybody this week. There were some amazing things from each of you, I have to say.
I think we each need two.
No, not going that far. Virginia thinking to delve into
The baby.
the baby itself.
Mhm.
That was good. Clark's description of using lay path. August, not just pulling Franklin aside, but is dealing with this random person walking up on him and being non-committal, but true to himself as he's non-committal about where he stands. Kathleen, not just the apocalyptic form, but the whole discussion and the way you handled it about what you are improving it. And Mars, this was a very Slayer heavy episode in the second half. A lot of Slayer powers to be used, and that was clutch for this choir of angels.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, as soon as we can get our hands on that ring, I'll cleanse it and you can use it.
The ring turned on the mage trying to use it because it knows whose scythe that is.
Mm-hmm. It's a divine weapon.
Good luck taking the weapon from the one it was meant to be used by.
Oh, don't worry. He won't be in the picture when we start using it. It'll have a new master by that point. Her name will be Jaluriel.
So there we go. Everybody gets one for this. And again, thank you, Ravenous Archon, for being here. We'll let you say what you're doing when we get to this point of it. But let's start off with, please join us on the Discord. The Discord is where we cast this show from. This is where the players come from. This is where we hang out. We try to do weekly Zoom hangouts. We didn't do one over the weekend for Christmas, to be fair, because it was Christmas. And this year we actually were busy a bit, had a bunch of things going on and some spoons issues. So no, you're any that does not mean send us spoons. So
It's your innie, not your outie.
that's right. You're innie, not your outie. Unless you're going to send us gold spoons, or I will take black opal spoons because I love black opal. It's an amazing stone.
That
Otherwise,
stuff doesn't hold up to water well.
no, it doesn't. It cracks.
It cracks.
Yep.
It flakes and cracks.
You want to catch your back episodes? Pop over to YouTube. Back episodes are on YouTube.
I sure hope somebody's doing that.
Astral's on it because Astral is the amazing mod. He's the masterful mod. So I love that. Catch the back episodes on YouTube. Catch all of our back content. If you want to catch out amazing content creators, check out our friends here. One of which we're going to go around. Ravenous Archon, tell everybody what you're doing there.
Oh man, I'm currently on break until the second week of January, where I come back with Vampire on Mondays, dual story. One Monday is Camarilla, one Monday is Anarch. I have a dual story on Tuesdays, which is Werewolf of the Wild West or Legend of the Five Rings. And we've moved from Friday to Thursday with our Dungeons and Dragons coming back. But I also have a new game starting alternating with that of 7th Sea, second edition, which I'm really excited about. So.
Played 7 Seas. That one's a lot of fun. And of course, Ivy Raven is also on the friends list. She streams. Ivy Raven, what you got going on?
Not streaming right now, mostly because it's depressing streaming to yourself for 6 hours. So but I will maybe try and do better in the new year.
And House, I know you're doing something too, though you're not on a friends list because you don't stream video games or RPGs. But I know you've got a podcast you do on YouTube. Please feel free to put the link in chat if you have it handy and let us know what it is.
The Fantastic Four podcast, the number one Fantastic Four fan casting podcast on the internet, presumably. I try and drop an episode every other Friday. This last episode, we asked what if Chris Columbus, not to be confused with the evil explorer, directed a Fantastic Four film. He directed stuff like Home Alone, Mrs. Doubtfire, among many other things. So yeah, this next episode we're doing, I believe, is what if Matt Reeves, the director of The Batman, did a Fantastic Four film.
It is a gimmick channel, but having watched some of them, it's actually pretty interesting because they Dan and whatever guest he has each time really go into detail about how it would all work. I'm telling you, it sounds funny, but they give it serious thought, which is what makes it good. So yeah, pop a link there in chat, and you should have the rights to post links in the Twitch chat because you're one of our VIPs. So you can do that. And bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. If you want to give something to the players for their amazing performances, please give the bits and donations to the players. If you want to give to the studio for the costs that come with producing a show like this, you can, of course, pop over to our Ko-fi and give us money. Or if you want to give half your money to Jeff Bezos, you can subscribe here on Twitch. Subscribing on Twitch, they take half. Twitch takes half. That's why we have a Ko-fi, because it's a way to do it without giving half your money to Bezos. You know, they don't make us piss in a bottle, but we don't get to keep all the money. So, and there's the link in chat. Pop over to that channel. Give them a follow. House is amazing. We love House, and I'm glad we had him in this show with us for the season. So it's awesome. And then now I can turn it over to my lovely wife. Oh, merch. Sorry, I forgot merch. If you want to get some McStabber Studios merch, go to the merch store. It's up to you. We don't really push it that hard. We've got some merch mainly for Windy City, though I'm sure at some point we'll have a demon one. We might have to have Michael is a bitch, just a random Michael's a bitch shirt. Let people figure out what Michael you're talking about. With it, Michael is a bitch with a flaming sword. That's what it should be.
Yes.
Yep. Just because. And I'll let my wife give the schedule now.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. And thank you again, Ravenous Archon, for joining us as a special guest this evening. It was really great fun. And coming up over the next week, as I said during Windy City's outro, Tiss is taking a break right now, so she's going to be off the next couple of weekends. And on Sunday, we have Windy City After Dark. Yeah.
It'll be the New Year's Eve episode.
It'll be the New Year's Eve episode. It's streaming on New Year's Day at 5 p.m. Eastern. Again, like the Christmas episode, it'll probably be a slightly shorter episode than normal.
Hungover people.
So that hungover people can get their rest before they have to go back to work. Yeah. And if you do a New Year's dinner, collard greens and black-eyed peas, then you want to make sure that you have your supper to bring you luck and money.
Don't I have to get a corned beef or corned beef as well?
And cabbage for me. That's my family tradition, corned beef and cabbage on New Year's.
Yeah, I got to find one of those.
Yeah. And then, of course, we'll be back here Tuesday for our next installment of Demon Season 2.
And
8 p.m.
Just as a reminder, there will be some giveaways this season.
We still got more core books for
Yep, it won't be next episode, but expect to hear me announce which episode soon so that you can get you your own copy of the Demon to Fall in rule book, because we love giving some of those away. Now, of course, as always, when we end these streams, mental health, everybody. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter, especially here through the holidays and the winter for most of us here in the U.S. It's tough on people, seasonal affective disorder, all that kind of stuff. Please check in on those around you, especially people you haven't heard from. But even if you've heard from them, a lot of times you'll find the ones that are always happy and always smiling have sometimes got the biggest problems in their life at the time. So please check in on those around you. And if you suffer from mental health issues, first of all, I want to tell you that it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help. We all need help once in a while. None of us can do it alone. So please reach out to those around you. And if you can't do that, in chat's a list of numbers. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And someone will be on the other end of the line that will speak with you and will talk with you and help you through it. Because listen, people, I mean it. You need to take care of yourself. And you need to make sure that you understand health and mental health are the same thing. If you don't take care of your mental health, your physical health will suffer for it. It's a fact. And I'd like to turn it over now to my wife for her final portions as we end the stream tonight.
Y'all know Mama McStabber here is a registered nurse. And I'm going to tell you, Shanky's dead on. Mental health and physical health go hand in hand. And if one is failing, the other is soon to follow. If you're struggling but not currently in crisis, consider scheduling time with yourself to do something you enjoy. Set a recurring appointment on your calendar on your phone to remind you to take 15, 20, 30, 60 minutes and do something just for you. That's self-care. It doesn't even have to cost a thing. You can read a book, you can do a craft, you can watch a show, whatever you enjoy. That's self-care. That can sometimes help you focus on the moment and not be overwhelmed by all your external stresses. Just a little advice from Mama, because I utilize that shit every day. And, of course, we want to see you healthy and as happy as possible in the new year. So please make sure you are fully vaccinated and you are boosted if appropriate. Please. Because cases are rising, death tolls are rising. Diseases that are preventable through vaccination are rising. Please take care of yourselves physically and mentally. Said with love.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck the fascists, fuck Putin, fuck the Iranian government. There is literally a war going on in Iran. And the media is not covering it. So fuck the media. People are tired of the human rights violations going on there. And they're fighting back. And they are being murdered out of hand by their government. And bodies dumped in the ocean. That's what's going on over there. So, yeah, fuck the GOP. Bunch of frauds, liars, and cheats.
Hey, don't get me started on the newest liar. I'm not even going to go there. Just, yeah.
And rife with fucking fascists.
Please, everybody, be a good person.
Just be a good person, y'all.
Jesus.
Give a damn about others and yourself.
This world is fucked up enough right now without narcissistic shitheads fucking it up for everybody else. It's bad enough without
And don't
that.
be a bigot.
Seriously. So, yep. And I do thank everybody for coming, and I thank the players and the guest player, Ravnos Archon, who decided to join us after I reached out to him at like 2 p.m. today and said, hey, are you available tonight for a guest appearance?
We love people that are flexible.
Yeah. So thank you for that, and I thank the viewers, and I will see you next time. Good night, everybody.